right, here we go. There we go. We're
I
recording.
got it from him.
I
Does it
believe
all the
it.
time. Yeah.
All right, so this is how we're gonna do this. Go ahead. Well, I don't even have a flag in here, so we'll have to do the flag salute next time we get together. But oh, and here comes, wait, Owen's coming in. He's not in this class. Wait a second. Yes, Ashlyn.
Sienna looks so warm.
I know, I'm a little jealous. She looks super cozy. I love that blanket.
Thanks. I made it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow. That is really cool. You could sell those,
You
man.
made that?
I could use
I
one of
made
those.
it. Wait, what?
Wait, Eli made it?
No, wait. Eli, stop it.
Wait, you guys,
Wait,
Owen, are you there, Owen? Because you're in the wrong class.
who made
Yours,
it?
Owen, yours starts at 10:15, okay? I don't know if you can hear me.
Why is Owen and ours?
I don't know. We're all just trying to figure this out today. So, Owen, if you can hear me, you can log in at 10:15, okay? Hello, Owen. Come in,
What's happening
Owen.
to Jason?
Jason, stop messing with your camera.
Okay.
Gosh. All right, I'm gonna Owen can just hang out for a minute. I don't know why he's logged in, but actually, you know what? I'm gonna send him a message and then
Hi, Lainey. Just take him off.
yeah, I got
Hi,
this.
Lainey.
All right. Where are we? Page 109. Go ahead and go to your grammar books in page 109. All right. Yeah, seriously, Sienna, you could sell that blanket. Make some big bucks.
$100.
Yeah, we should auction it
Hey, but
off.
I don't know how much to like sell it for, and plus I like it. I want it for me.
Yeah, that's true. I don't blame you there. All right.
Then I started blankets like that, kind of.
Yeah, you did too?
I
That's
need
cool.
more yarn. I need more yarn though, so. My grandma gave me like this big hook, and I was just like putting it through. I'm like, why is this so big? My hand could barely go around it.
Well, the yarn itself is like so thick. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Really
Really
cool.
cool.
It must be soft. All right. Um, 109. Did you guys find it?
Yep.
Okay, good. So if you need to ask me a question, you can either raise your hand like this, or I don't know if you know Zoom, but there's also a place where you can actually raise a hand emoji to raise your hand, or you can unmute and tell me. So we're just going to get through this class today. You guys are doing great so far. I see everybody. Anyway, okay, 109, we're talking about contractions. You've probably seen these before, right? These are pretty common.
Do
Um,
subtraction.
Contractions. That is when you combine two words into one.
Ooh.
And then it uses an apostrophe to show where a letter or letters have been removed. So look at this word cannot, and then there's a little arrow, and then it says can't. So basically the N and the O they took out, and then they put an apostrophe there. So now it's just can't. This one could not. That's two words, could not, and here it is couldn't. They took out the O and not and put an apostrophe there. These are called contractions. Okay. Did not, didn't, do not, don't. So thumbs up if you've seen these words before. All these contractions here with apostrophe. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. You guys
Wait,
mute
never
yourself.
mind.
Everybody stay
Oh yeah, I've
muted for
seen
a
this.
second. Yeah, mute yourself, Jason. And then in your room, with yourself muted, you know how to do it? There you go. We're going to read this list because if we unmute, it gets too echoey and it gets crazy. So stay muted. And then we're going to read this along with me in your room. Okay. So we're going to start here. Ready, read. Cannot, can't. Could not, couldn't. Did not, didn't. Do not, don't. He had, he'd. He would, he'd. It is, it's. She will, she'll. They are, there. Was not, wasn't. All right. Good job. So they're going to forget the apostrophe just for you guys. Yay! So you have to figure out which word needs the apostrophe, and all you got to do is just plug it in. So here's your example. The soldier didn't know that the princess had stolen his bag. So didn't, you can see the apostrophe is a little darker right there. That's because they forgot it, and that's showing that's where you put it. And that's it. Easy peasy, cheesy, pumpkin squeezy. All right, let's go to lemon squeezy. I need to stop saying pumpkin because we're not in Halloween or the fall anymore. It needs to be like, I don't know, lemon squeezy? Okay, anyway, page 111. Oh boy, I got a glare. Come on, glare. Turn this light off. Oh, that's a little better. How about Ashlyn? Can you read the sentence today, please?
He sat helplessly on the damp grass and didn't move for a long time.
Okay, good. Nice. Did you see didn't? It's kind of bugging me. So Ashlyn, what should we do? Where does the apostrophe go? You know where it goes?
Before, like in the middle of the T and the N.
Yes, perfect. Because that's where the O used to be for did not. And so we put the apostrophe there. Good job. So check apostrophe. That's going to be on your list now. So watch out for that one. Damp. Do you guys know what damp means? Anybody know what damp is? Yes, Lainey, what's damp? Whoops, you're muted. There you go.
Kind of like a bit wet, but like moist, kind of.
Yes, perfect. Yep, just a little bit wet, like a little moist, like what the grass in the morning sometimes, but even if it doesn't rain. Two articles, go ahead and find those by yourself. Okay, and then two nouns. How about Sienna? Where are the two nouns at?
Um, grass.
Yes,
Um, long.
not long. You're pretty close
Okay.
though, because when you see an article, you know a noun is coming. So it's not
Time.
long. What is it?
Uh, time.
Yes. Time is actually a noun. It's a thing. Yep. So if you ever get stuck on that, make sure you look for those articles because that helps you know that a noun is coming soon.
Okay.
All right. Jason, what about the pronoun?
Let's see. Pronoun.
And what those are? Pronouns.
Oh yeah. He.
There you go. He. It's just one. That's pretty easy.
Oh yeah.
Good. Lainey, how about the adjectives?
Um, Helplessly.
That's an adverb. So think about the noun like grass. What's a word to describe the grass?
Damp.
Yeah, there you go. And then how about time? How would you describe what kind of time is it?
Long.
Long time. Good. So remember, adjectives tell what kind or how many or whose. All right. ly adverb. Um, Logan, what about the ly adverb?
Helplessly.
Good. Easy peasy cheesy. And then Elizabeth, what about the coordinating conjunction?
Mm. Um, for.
This time it's not for, although F in fanboys is for. That is true. But there's no verb after this. For a long time, this is going to be the prepositional phrase. That's a sneak peek right there. So remember to check around it. So not for, there's another one.
And.
There you go. And that's it. It's a connecting, it's actually connecting two verbs, which we will find in a minute here. I'm going to skip prepositional phrases. Let's come back to that. So Eli, where are the verbs at? Action or helping? What is
Windy.
he doing?
So windy up here. V for sat.
V for sat. Good.
Let's see. Is move one a verb?
Yep. Move is one. And then there's a helping verb with move right before it.
Didn't.
Yep, it's the did part. So not the not, but did is actually a helping verb.
Okay.
That's good. Good job. And then Ashlyn, what about the subject? So who's doing these things in this sentence? Oh, you're muted. Lovely Zoom, huh?
He.
There you go. He is a subject. Nice. Now the prepositional phrases. Sienna, what do you think? You got these? There's two of them.
Um, for a long time.
Good. For a long time is one.
And then on the damp grass.
There you go. On the damp grass. That's right. So on and for are prepositions, and look how there's no verb in there. On the damp grass for a long time. Good, we got that. All right, where are we at? Capital, that's easy peasy cheesy. And an in mark. Boom. We did it. Woohoo! Any questions about grammar today? No? Yay. So watch out for those apostrophes, okay? They're gonna trick you. Gotta figure out where they go. Okie doke.
Sneaky.
What was that? What'd you say? I missed that.
They're sneaky.
Sneaky. Yes, they're sneaky. All right, you guys finished up your paper about Antarctica. Um, that's good. I haven't had a chance to grade them yet, but does anybody want to share what they wrote about Antarctica? I see Jason and Lainey and Sienna. Logan's like, no, don't pick me, don't pick me. All right, let's do those three today. We'll do Jason and then Lainey and Sienna. So go ahead and get out, and I want everybody to get out your Antarctica stuff because we're gonna put it away in a second, but I want you to get it out first. Anyway, and just a quick reminder about Antarctica. Let's look at the checklist really quick. Yes, Sienna, did you have something to say?
Do we bring out both of our paragraphs?
Yes, actually, you should have three.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And yeah,
I
I'd
mean,
love to
like,
hear all three.
do we pick, read all three?
All three. Oh, wait, did you read it last week? Because you could just read the third paragraph if you read your others. I forgot. Let me see if I wrote that down. Why not? Let's read them. If you have them all together. This is the checklist. This is on page 95. Everything up here is pretty much the same. Don't forget about that topic clincher. Some of you are still forgetting that. That is actually in each paragraph. The first and last sentence of each paragraph, not just the whole thing, but each paragraph. And then you've got your dress ups here, ly, who, which, strong verb, because, clause. So every paragraph should have four things underlined. And then, of course, watch out for these banned words. All right, you should have a title now for yours because this is the last paragraph of the report. So we'll start with Jason. Do you have a paragraph for a paragraph. Do you have a title for your paper? Yeah. Wait, you're muted. You got to unmute. We can't hear anything.
I was like, yes.
Okay, hold on. Before you start, hold on. Ashlyn, did you want to say something?
I couldn't see Jason. I had
We
to
can...
I'm like, wait, where is he?
Oh yeah, on your Zoom, do you guys see at the upper right side where it says view? You can choose a different way to view the everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, so pick which one you like. It doesn't matter to me, whichever one. But the one I use is the one that shows everybody at the same time. Okay, Jason, it's all you. Come on now, put your shirt on. Hey, hey, fix your shirt. Okay, go.
The
Title
frozen
first.
What?
Read your title first.
The frozen Antarctica. Antarctica is a continent which is frozen. It is twice as big as Australia. It is almost completely covered in ice and snow. There is less than 4 inches of snow each year. Snow has piled up for centuries because it never gets warm enough to melt. The continent has tall towers of ice called icebergs. Antarctica's weather is extremely cold. The coldest temperature recorded on the planet was negative 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit, which was near the South Pole. The blizzards create no new snow because they blast old snow off mountain peaks with winds up to 100 miles per hour. Antarctica has no spring or fall. Antarctica has few plants and animals. They all have something unique about them. There are numerous species of mosses and liverworts, but only 2 species of flowering plants, which only grow during the summer. King penguins, emperor penguins, and snow petrels live in Antarctica because they have adapted to the harsh climate. Oddly, seals and whales are the only mammals in Antarctica.
Nice. Woohoo! Yes. Okay, you guys know how to find the emojis. Some of you do. If you click react, you could send with effect like this one. Woohoo! Party blowers and hats. Woohoo! Or you could do rockets like Ashlyn was doing. Good job, Jason. I loved it. I heard all kinds of great dress ups, topic clinchers. Awesome. Great job. Okay, so I see your hand there, Sienna. Did you want to go next or did you have a question or something to say?
I'm kind of second guessing on the paragraph thing.
Like you're not sure you want to read it today?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. You don't have to.
Okay.
Maybe when we get back together next week.
Okay.
Okay, Lainey, you want to go next? So while they're reading, though, make sure you don't do the emojis while they're reading. And at the end, you guys can start sending all those, okay? So let's just keep it still for her on this. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Antarctica is one cool place. Antarctica has very few plants and animals. Because of the harsh weather, very few of what is there can survive. The animals that you'll find there are seabirds, emperor penguins, and king penguins, which luckily have adapted to the harsh climate. Seals and whales are the only mammals found in Antarctica. They eat food just like they need food just like every living thing. During summer months, they go out and hunt fish. In winter months, they escape the severe winds while swimming in the ocean. Towards the end of summer, they migrate north to warmer regions and return again when summer approaches. Antarctica, which has just a few plants and animals, is one cool place. And Antarctica is very cold. The coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth was taken near the South Pole in 1983, being negative 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit. When a blizzard occurs, it does not bring new snowfall. It is caused by powerful winds that blow old snow off mountain peaks. True fact. In the poles, there is no spring or fall because summer and winter last 6 months each. Antarctica, which is so chilly, is one cool place.
Nice. Woohoo! Excellent again. Okay, you know what to do. Yay! Look at all this stuff happening. Good job.
How do you do that?
Do you see at the bottom of your Zoom where it says react and then there's a heart there? You can on the
Oh.
top row it sends like your whole screen and then like where it says reactions, it'll do a little like clapping hands, but try the top row of emojis. It'll send them. Got it? There you go, you guys. That's cool.
Oh.
All right. That's only for when we're clapping for someone, so I don't want you to mess with it the whole time, okay? You could do one more, Jason, and then we'll pause on that. All right, so if you're all the way done with your Antarctica paper, if you're done with it, you can put it away in your finished folder. If you're still working on it, keep it in your front pocket. Keep it there until you're done, 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 done. Okay? But we're going to move on to the next lesson. And we're going to learn about Marco Polo. Have you guys heard of Marco Polo before? Kind of, sort of. Have you ever played it in a swimming pool where you go, Marco?
That
And
game is dangerous.
Logan, what were you going to say?
I've read about him before.
Okay, good. So you
Oh,
know a
wait,
little bit
no.
about him.
Maybe I did. Yeah, I did.
He's a real person, but yeah, I heard somebody say, yeah, that's dangerous. Yeah, the game in the pool is where you have to close your eyes and you have to like somebody goes, Marco, and then the
Oh.
person closing their eyes is the one saying Marco, and then everybody else in the pool says Polo, and you have to try to tag them without opening your eyes.
It's funny that somebody's name turned into a game.
I know, right? I think so too.
Running into walls.
You remember the game and there's sometimes you can go fish out of water if you think somebody got out of the pool. You say fish out of water. Anyway, I used to play it a lot when I was young. It's pretty fun. But anyway, it's a real person. Marco Polo is a real person in history. A long time ago. He lived a long, long time ago. So he's not around anymore, but we're gonna read about him, find out what he did. So you're gonna get out pages 97 through 103. So it's 4 pages, and you'll see that the article is kind of long. That's okay though. Don't let that scare you. You also need a piece of lined paper. So let's get that out too. Piece of lined paper and Marco Polo. All right. Yes. Let's see who's raising their hand. Hold on, I'm missing somebody. Oh, Logan, go ahead.
How many pages are there?
There are 1, 2, 3, 4 pages.
Okay.
Thumbs up if you got week 12 Marco Polo and a lined piece of paper out. Give me a thumbs up. You could either do it in the camera or on your emoji there. Good. All right, let's start by getting the lined paper set up here. So go ahead and you know what to do here. Put your name first and last right here at the top. Today's date is 2/16/26. Go ahead and write that date. Skip a line. Marco Polo and KWO. Do you still have oh, I was just going to ask you if you still had a question, but you put your hand down. That's good. All right, skip a line under that. And then we're just going to set up Roman numeral 1 first. So Roman numeral 1, and then let's do 1 through 5. And the word clincher. And in the margin, remember how we put topic here, like that. Okay, so topic, clincher. Thumbs up when you're ready. You got that done. Good. See that? Good. Okay. So while you guys are finishing that up, remember how we've done a bunch of these types of reports. What we're doing is summarizing a reference. Good job. I see those thumbs. And we did that for the desert paper. Remember back when you wrote about the Sahara and the Gobi Desert, and you had two different articles and you summarized those references. We did one paragraph was about the Sahara Desert and one was about the Gobi Desert. And then we did the desert reptiles. Remember that one? And then we had 3 reptiles to look at. And those were all 3 different topics. We had the Sahara sand viper, the Mojave rattlesnake, and the Gray's monitor. Those are 3 different paragraphs from those articles. Then we did the paper on Antarctica. That one was a little bit different because it was one article and we had to find the topics. Remember how we read it and then we made notes in the margin like ice and weather and plants and animals and that kind of thing. That's what we're going to do with Marco Polo because it's one giant article. We got to figure out what are the possible topics. We don't know yet. So what I want you to do is turn this page over to the back. Turn your notes over to the back. And at the top, I want you to put possible topics. And then we're going to underline that. Okay, possible topics. And we don't know what those are yet. We used to know with the desert stuff because it told us in the title. But this one's all about Marco Polo. So now we're going to read it and try to figure out what are the topics? What can we choose from? And we're still summarizing. And remember when we talked about that, that just means we're telling SOME, some of what we're reading, not everything. So we're just picking out some things, okay, to put in our paper. All right, so now let's go to this article called Marco Polo. This is page 99. We are almost to 100. All right. So Marco Polo, we're going to read about it. I'm going to read each paragraph. You guys are just going to listen to me read, but you're also going to follow with your eyes on your paper. And then I'm going to stop at the end of each paragraph and we're going to decide what is this paragraph mostly talking about. And then we're going to write a note in the margin. Okay. Those are going to be our possible topics. So I'll read, you guys look at your paper and follow along with your eyes. Okay. In 1254, now that is a date actually, and we're in 2026, so this is about like 800 years ago. 800, yeah. So he's dead. He's not alive anymore. But that's how long ago he lived in 1254. Okay. In 1254, Marco Polo was born into a rich merchant family. His father and uncle had traded in the Middle East for years, gaining wealth and fame. Although his mother died when he was young, he was raised in Venice, Italy by relatives. He received a good education and learned the skills necessary for the business of trade. His father and uncle left for China when he was 6 and returned when he was 15. They had met the Mongol emperor who sent his greetings to the Pope. All right, before we move on, there's a lot of stuff that happened in this first paragraph. Talks about when he was born, merchant family, a rich merchant family. So a merchant is someone who buys and sells things. So that was his business. And they were rich. They had a lot of money. And they traded goods. It doesn't say what they traded, but they traded something. And they gained wealth and fame. And then his mom died, which is super sad when he was young. So he had to go to Italy to be raised. So that's where he grew up, was in Italy. And then his father and uncle went to China. That's a long ways away when he was young, when he was 6, and they didn't come back until he was 15. So he was with his relatives. You guys know what relatives means? Like who's relatives? Logan?
Like family members?
Yeah. So it probably was an aunt and uncle maybe, or grandma, grandpa, anybody related to you. taking care of him for those years. So does anybody have an idea of what this paragraph is mostly talking about? What would you label this if you had to label it something? What do you think, Lainey?
Um, like family and how he grew up, kind of.
Yeah, family and how he grew up, like his childhood maybe. So I'm gonna call this one early life. That means like his early years, right? When he was living. So I'm just gonna put early life, and that just means like when he was young, when he grew up and where he had to go and his, talking about his mom and his family and everything. But yeah, early life. So everybody turn your paper to the side here, the side with the holes. I want you to write early life. All right, I'm going to keep going here. That's early life. I'm going to go to the next paragraph. You guys follow along and then we'll talk about it. When Marco was 17 years old, he left with his father and uncle on a trip across Asia to China. They set off from Venice in 1271 and sailed to Israel. They carried letters from the Pope in Rome. I forgot to talk to you about the Pope. Do you guys know about the Pope? Have you heard that word before? Okay, the Pope is a leader, like the highest leader in the Catholic Church. He's the guy that wears the white robe and the big funny hat. It's like really tall white hat. Have you guys seen that pictures of him before? Yeah, big tall hat. And he wears a white robe and sometimes a big cross around his neck. Easy there, Eli. Anyway, that's what the Pope is. And he's really like the leader. He's the highest guy in the Catholic Church, and he lives in Italy, in Rome. All right. So let's see, where was I? Oh, here we go. In Jerusalem, they were given some sacred oil to present to the Mongol emperor. By the way, the Mongol emperor is like the leader of China. Like how we have a president for the United States of America. Well, it's an emperor in China. They're the leader. So big, powerful guy, Mongol emperor. Two friars, those are also people in the Catholic Church. Two friars were ordered to accompany the merchants, but they abandoned the expedition. That means they were supposed to go and then they just left. They didn't go. Instead of sailing around India to China, the Polos decided on an overland route. Passing through Iran and then Afghanistan, they continued east. The Polos caravan traveled over mountains and through deserts, following the oasis. After more than 3 years of travel, they finally reached the court of the Emperor Kublai Khan. That's the guy's name that's in charge of China. So basically, what they're saying is they traveled to China together with his dad and his uncle. They were going to take a ship to China and they decided, nope, we're going to go across the land instead. So this is about how they got there. 3 years. That's a long time. So we're going to call this travel to China. Travel to China. And it mentions the desert. And you guys remember across Asia is the Gobi Desert. So they were traveling across the Gobi Desert, probably by camel, I'm going to guess. 3 years. It's a long time. All right, so we got early life and we got travel to China. Before we go to the backside, I want you to write those two topics down on your possible topics list. Now we're going to start keeping track of the topics we come across. So we have early life is the first paragraph that we learned about, his early life, his growing up years, and then travel to China. This is where we're keeping track. I'll zoom in so you can see that. We're keeping track of all the notes we're taking on our article here. All right, now we're going to flip over to page 100 on the back of this article here. There's more. The great Khan was delighted to see the Polo brothers again. He received with joy the letters and gifts they brought, discovering that Marco was intelligent and had a talent for languages. The Khan appointed him to high posts in the government, probably as tax collector. He also went on special missions for the Khan, traveling throughout China and to Burma and India. His father and uncle possibly assisted as military advisors during the siege of Saianfu. During this time, Marco and his family gained wealth as well as the favor and protection of the Khan. Interesting, huh? So now we know a little bit more about Marco. I guess he was really smart. He was intelligent. And when he went to China with his dad and his uncle, the emperor's like, hey, you're smart. I'm going to put you in charge of the money,
We could call
basically.
this paragraph becoming famous.
Becoming famous. That's a good idea. Any other ideas on this one? What do you think, Lainey?
Like his smartness.
His smartness? It's not a bad idea. I like that. Eli, do you have one?
Getting smarter.
Getting smarter? Get smart.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's kind of talking about like the work that they did there too, right? Because they got jobs while they were in China. So Marco was the tax collector, and then his dad and uncle, they worked for the military. So I'm almost wondering if we should call it like work in China. This is what they did. It does have to do with his smartness. That's true. And you can talk about that if you choose that topic, but I'm thinking we should call this work in China because that's what it's talking mostly about, like Marco's work, but also his dad and uncle. So work in China. Okay. Next. The Polos remained in service to the Khan for 17 years. When they decided to leave, he asked them to escort a Mongol princess to Persia, where she would marry. That was back in the days where the girl's parents would arrange a marriage, like they just picked somebody for them. They didn't really have a say in that, so they delivered her to someone to marry. That was why she went along. Anyway, okay, they departed with 14 ships, the princess, and many hundreds of servants and sailors. Sailing south, they rounded Malay and the southern tip of India to finally land at Hormuz in Persia. The journey took 2 years, and most of the passengers and crew died from disease, drowning, or pirate attacks. After delivering the princess, they continued by land to the Black Sea, from where they were able to sail home, reaching Venice in 1295. They had been gone for 24 years and traveled almost 15,000 miles or 24,000 kilometers. That's a lot. Elizabeth's brain is like,
I don't think I've ever traveled. I don't think I could travel that long in my entire life.
I don't think so either.
Not for me.
I mean, can you imagine sitting in the car for 2 years?
No.
That would be a nightmare.
I can barely sit in it for 4 hours.
I know, right? I feel you for sure. Sienna, do you want to say something?
I think I'd throw up more than 500 times. I went on a boat for like in half an hour, and I was like, I can't go on a boat for more than 2 years.
That would be awful.
We went to Tahoe for and it took 7 hours to get there, and I did not like that. So I'm sure I would like having to go there.
I know.
Who would do
Lainey?
that for 2 years?
Definitely lots of.
Know.
I'm sure on the boat. I'm sure
We
on the
drove
boat.
to Washington once. That was a nightmare. We had to it took like 3 days.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a long time to be in the car.
I'm sure when they were traveling, everybody was just like, "Bah."
Oh, that would be so gross. Oh my gosh. Eli, did you want to say something?
Our longest trip was to England, 15-hour flight. Boring.
Oh.
I
Oh
just
my
watched
gosh.
movies the whole time.
Yeah.
Drank
What?
soda. Me too. Not fat.
Oh my goodness, Ashlyn.
I would die. I would just be in the
Same.
car. I would just be in the car as a skeleton.
Right? You just be a skeleton.
Like, and then when we get there, like 1 minute after we'd get there, and then I'd just be like, I want to go home.
Lainey?
My parents went on a cruise last year.
Oh yeah?
It was, I think, 7 days on a boat
Oh
to
my
get to the
gosh.
Bahamas.
My parents did too, or my mom and my grandma.
Oh my goodness.
And my mom was gone for
I've never
2
been on a
days.
cruise.
My grandma goes on a lot of cruises.
Oh, how fun. That
Like,
sounds pretty fun though. Because don't they have like things to do on the boat and stuff?
Yeah.
I've heard there's lots of things to
Like
do.
that big one on the ads when they have like zip lines across the water and stuff.
Oh my gosh, that would be cool.
I've seen a water park on one.
Oh my gosh, how cool is that? So you probably don't even feel like you're on a boat because there's so much to do on there.
You're at Disneyland.
Pretty much, huh?
Disney boat. Disney boat.
Sienna, did you want to say something? And then Lainey.
So I would like to go on a cruise, but then I just think of the Titanic and I'm like,
Yeah, don't think of the
maybe not.
Titanic.
Titanic was a lot different.
Wait.
Yeah.
Let me hear Lainey. She's been waiting to say something.
I was going to say what Sienna said, but when Brady heard it, he was like,
Yeah. Not the
I'm like,
Titanic. We don't want to think about that. No.
I
So-
always think about the Titanic. It always creeps me out.
Yeah. Well, the cruise ships now are built differently and it's better, so you don't have to worry about that. But Jason, did you want to say something? And then we got to move on here.
My parents went on a cruise last week.
Hmm.
I'm not a boat person.
Yeah, I get a little motion sickness myself, so but maybe someday I'll try it out. So what would you guys call this? I mean, basically they were on the boat for a long time and they were going home. Can we just call it like travel home, maybe? Is that what you're thinking, Lainey? Okay, let's do that. Travel home. So they went back home to Italy. That's basically what they did in this paragraph here. After you write travel home, let's go back to our list here. We're going to add work in China and travel home. Add those two to your list. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
My grandpa is from Italy. Or my great grandpa.
Wow. Oh, that's cool. Have you ever been there before?
Nope.
Me either.
My dad's from Iran.
Oh, wow, that's cool too.
And my
Over in that
grandma
area.
was born in Argentina. My brother's been there.
Oh, wow. That's pretty
We're
cool.
part Croatian.
Oh, wow. Very interesting. No, that's really cool. Seriously. Ashlyn, did you want to say something real quick?
Can you keep it? No. I still need to catch up on that because I had to go get like a crop top on so can be ready for because I need to
Oh.
be ready for dance
Oh, okay. So you need to catch up here? Or on which one are you looking at?
on the possible topics.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to catch up on that one real quick.
Okay. And then we're gonna go to page 101. There's a little bit left. So Sienna, let's hold off for a second because we want to finish up our paper here. So I'm gonna leave it like that, Ashlyn, so you can write that down. And then I'm gonna read page 101.
You're already ready. Good.
I'm going to read this paragraph and then we'll talk about what this is mostly about. This is page 101. In addition to various valuable trade items, the Polos brought back to Italy many interesting spices, including peppercorns, cinnamon, and ginger, which quickly gained in popularity. 3 years after his return to Venice, Marco Polo was fighting in a war against the rival city of Genoa. He was captured and sent to prison in Genoa. There, with help from a well-known author named Rustichello, he wrote a book of his travels. He described Kublai Khan and his palaces, paper money, coal, a postal service, and eyeglasses, none of which had been seen in Europe yet. After a year in prison, the war was over, and he was free to return to Venice. Eventually, he married, had 3 daughters, and continued as a successful merchant until his death in 1324 at age 70. Man, things got bad for him real quick. Okay, Logan.
When was he born again?
Let's look back on that. It was like 1254. And then he died in 1324.
So he lived like 70 years?
Yeah. 70 years, yep. I mean, that's pretty good, but he might have been able to live longer, but
I mean, my
7 years.
grandma lived until she was, or my great grandma lived until she was 94, so.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's legit right there for sure.
Maybe it could be called like war or something. Because
War, yeah.
war. Going to prison. Battle to survive.
Yeah. That's true. He was in the war and then he went to prison and then he wrote a book. So a lot of stuff kind of happened right there.
Wait, they would give them paper to write book?
Yeah. He was able to write a book while he was in prison. Maybe we could call this life after travel because he kind of did. There's a lot of things. Wait, what?
Why did he go to prison again?
Let's look at that. I'm going to put life after travel. That kind of covers everything that he talked about there. He went to prison. He was captured, it said. So he didn't do anything wrong. He was just captured during the war. Have you guys ever heard of prisoners of war before?
No.
That's when the enemy like steals somebody from the opposite country and holds them ransom, basically. And it happens in war.
Then why wouldn't they just keep them if they're going against them in war?
Because I think the war ended and then they had to give him back to his country.
Why'd they have to give him back? They stole him.
Well, because the war would probably continue if they didn't give him back. So they wanted to just end the war right there. That's my guess.
Also, why didn't they just like kill him, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like
He didn't get killed.
Later he died from something else, but it's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of a part of war where it's not just people killing each other, but it's also like stealing things and people and holding them ransom. That's part of it's sad. It's tragic, and some of them die there in prison like that, but he survived it. And then he was released after the war ended. So, but man, talk about a hard life he had. Yes, Lainey, did you want to say something?
I think the reason that they had to give him back was his country won, so
Yeah.
they get what they want.
Yeah.
It could be children, it could be anything.
Yeah, that's true. Because they probably knew that his country, Italy, was, since they won that war, then if they didn't give him back, they would just keep fighting until they gave him back. That's how it is. When a country wins a war, they want their people back. Gotta send them back. Okay, one more paragraph. We gotta finish this up right here. The book, entitled Description of the World or The Travels of Marco Polo, sold well and widely. However, many people didn't believe his stories. and the book got the nickname The Million Lies. At that time, books had to be hand copied, so it is possible that his stories were changed over the years. Nevertheless, people were amazed at the things he wrote. 2 centuries later, that's 200 years later, the book inspired Christopher Columbus to think he could reach India by sailing west from Europe. On his deathbed, Polo was asked to admit that parts of his book were just made up. He answered that he had told, this is in quotes, barely half of what he actually saw. So he wrote this book. Nobody believed it. Because remember how it said like eyeglasses and all these different spices and stuff they had never seen before, and they thought it was totally made up. And he's like, no, it's the truth. It's not even half of what I saw, right? Okay, Logan.
So they thought he was lying a ton, even though it was all real,
Yep.
and they're just too lame to not know it.
Yeah, well, I guess that's one way to put it. But it's not like now, we have so many ways to communicate now by phone, by emails, by, internet and everything. And back then they had to hand write the copies of all the books. So there weren't very many copies out there.
That
But
must
this
have taken forever.
taken forever for sure. We're gonna call this one book. All right, you guys, we got to catch up a little bit here. Put life after travel on your list. Life after travel, and then put book. Okay, we got all our possible topics now. So I want everybody to circle early life. Just circle that top one. Your first paragraph is going to be about his early life, okay? And then we're going to this is going to be eventually this is going to be a 3-paragraph paper, okay? We're just going to write the first paragraph this week. So hold on before you ask me questions. We're going to write about his early life. So I want you to turn it back over here. Next to Roman numeral 1, I want you to put an M and a circle and a P and a circle. Circle them up here too, because this is going to represent Marco Polo. So you don't have to count that as a word. We'll use that as a abbreviation. And then I want you to put early life, comma, blank. And you're going to think about what word you can describe his early life as a whole to introduce that as your topic sentence there. All right, so we got MP, Marco Polo, early life, blank. You're going to decide what word can go there later. And go back to the very first paragraph of the paper. I mean, the article. This very first paragraph here. And then I want you to, on yours, you should have early life right here next to the first paragraph, early life. I want you guys to put a box around just this top paragraph like this. This is the early life. It ends on where it says Pope. That's the last word of that paragraph. Your homework this week is going to be to find the topics by yourself. I mean, not the topics. You're going to find the facts and the details by yourself only in this paragraph. That's why I had you put a box around it. And then you're going to find 5. And on your outline, let me put this up here. Find 5 facts in here and you're going to write them down in your outline. Remember, the rules are only 3 keywords. Numbers and symbols and abbreviations, those are all free still. You're going to fill this out and then use it to write 1 paragraph. Okay, I see some hands going up here, but I want to make sure everybody knows the assignment. Only using this early life paragraph, you're going to find 5 facts. And by the way, some sentences have more than 1 fact. So it doesn't mean like you have to look at 5 sentences. It could be that some sentences have more than 1. All right, I'm gonna start with Sienna and then Logan and Elizabeth. Go ahead, Sienna, you go first.
So we're only doing like 1 paragraph and just
Yeah. We're breaking this up into 2 weeks again, so we're just going to start with the first paragraph, and then next week we'll add 2 more. Okay? Yeah, so we're just starting with the first one this week. Elizabeth?
Isn't there more than 3 paragraphs though that we need to do?
Well, we're going to talk about that next week because we're only going to do 3 paragraphs. You're going to get to choose your topics later, but everybody's going to do early life for the first one. Okay?
Early life.
So
Also,
we'll talk about that part later.
instead of boxing early life, I just did like half of it instead of boxing the whole thing.
Okay, well, you're going to need probably the whole paragraph though, okay? Because you're going to need to find 5 facts about his early life, 5 different things. Lainey, did you have a question? Or something to say? No? Okay. All right, you guys got it? So you're going to look in here for your 5 facts, put them here, list them here with your keywords, figure out what word here. This could be like the word difficult, maybe, because Marco Polo had a difficult early life. I mean, he was he was born to a rich family, but then his mom died. That's one tragic thing. And then his dad and his uncle left for like 9 years. And then he had to go to a different country. So I would say difficult would be a good word to put here, or challenging, or tragic, maybe, because, and then talk about what happened in his early life and then where he ended up in Italy. Don't forget about your checklist. It's the same as before. Okay, so make sure you guys include all these things in your paragraph. Yes, Lainey?
We're just writing 1 paragraph this week, right?
Just one. Yep, easy peasy cheesy, just one.
Also, is it raining at anyone else's house?
Yes,
Same.
definitely.
It's raining a lot here.
It's raining a lot here too. It's like pouring right now.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, we made it. This was kind of fun on Zoom. Any other last minute questions?
One more thing.
Yeah.
So, you know how our checklist says, like, wait, let me get it up real quick. It says and title, sentence, and repeat 1 through 3 keywords from final sentence.
Yes.
Does it mean like the very first sentence and the very last sentence have to have the same thing in it? Like the same word?
That's a good question. That's the topic clincher. Yep, you're right. That's the topic clincher you're thinking of. No, the title, and you don't have to worry about the title yet because we're going to write more paragraphs next week. So the title comes when you're done with the whole paper, and we're not quite done with the whole paper yet. So don't worry about the title yet. But yes, the topic clincher does need to be in every paragraph. That's the first and last sentence. That's this one.
Wait,
Okay.
so the one that says topic clincher, sentence, repeat, or reflect 2 to 3 keywords, highlight or bold, does it mean like in every single sentence? I mean, like paragraph? Wait, no, like, so the very.
Oh, go ahead.
So, like, am I doing it right? Is kind of what I'm
Yes.
asking.
Yes, because it's not in every single sentence. It's in the first and last sentence of each paragraph.
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing it right. You got it. So like before when you guys wrote about Antarctica, it was like Antarctica and ice, right? In the first sentence, and then Antarctica and ice in the last sentence. Yeah. You guys are goofy. Any other questions?
I thought you meant like in every single like paragraph.
Every paragraph, yes.
Every one of like these has to have like 1 to 2 keywords. I'm like, how am I gonna do that?
Oh, no, the first and last sentence of every paragraph. But yeah,
Okay.
first and last sentence.
Okay, good. I'm doing it right.
You're doing it right. You're good. Any other last minute things to say before we go? Hopefully we have some snow and you guys can play in the snow. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd rather have rain.
No.
I'd rather have snow, I meant.
Yeah, me too.
Me
I'd
too,
rather
me
have
too.
snow.
Because I hate when it's like super cold, but there's like nothing to do. I want snow so that it can be but fun. Phew, who did that?
Let me guess. Was that you, Jason? All right, you guys. I'm going to stop the recording.